environmental shifts that are going on are a lot to do with the way we see the world and the way we
Yes.
see ourselves.
That is so, that is so true.
It is. And when we look at the packaging that we buy our products in, are we really recycled? Is the makeup that we're buying, is the packaging that it comes in, is that recycled? Is that natural packaging? Are we buying bottles of water, like lots of little mini bottles of water? Or are we buying a big bottle, which actually is less on the carbon footprint, there's less waste? Or are we actually having the metal ones that, this is all organically printed? My books that I publish on behalf of my clients and of my own books, they're all print on demand. And there's a reason for that, because I don't want to print more than is necessary, but I also don't want to take up land space, which actually then means we need to steal land from natural earth and forests and fields which you can farm in, and have these big distribution centers filled with products.
True.
And, it's like all my makeup is vegan because I don't want toxins going in my skin. But again, looking at what happens with all this packaging, it goes out there into the ocean and we're killing off all the corals. Our corals are our natural sea defenses and they're dying. These animals are dying.
Right.
And if we kill the corals, we're killing off habitats for octopus, for angelfish, all these people that are going snorkeling. Are you thinking about the impact, the environmental impact your sun cream is having on the corals? People don't know that Brazil has the second largest coral reef in the world. They don't know that. Not even divers around the world know that.
Wow.
And it's dying. We killed off over 50% of the Australian Great Barrier Reef in 3 years.
Well, see, I didn't know that, but again, that's not usually the area that I'm, focused on. But so all these things, we look to our governments or the people that are supposedly doing the research and to protect these things. And so people like yourself, Dawn, that are bringing the attention to and having these conversations are raising that awareness for the general public to be able to push for legislation or whatever the case may be to make changes. Because when person ultimately pushed to ask, well, do you want to do things to help create a healthier environment for the future of the world and for our generations to come, most people will say yes. I believe most people will say yes, but they think they're doing so by following the local guidelines for recycling. You see what I mean with that?
Yeah.
Whereas if it were at a different level, and if the expectations globally, as well as the individual nations, were standardized, and the companies that are producing all these things that we consume, the consumables, were forced to create packaging that was better. Right. You know what I mean? So that's where I think the biggest changes need to happen, because if they're creating things that we're going to purchase, if they're creating something that will be healthier for the environment, then we don't have any choice. They're packaging it in those ways. So
we do have a choice though, Patty. We absolutely do. We can go to farmers markets.
Right, exactly.
Boycott the supermarkets. We can choose when we go to the supermarket to not pick up the plastic bag and put our groceries in it. We can choose the groceries. If you find me in a supermarket, something has gone drastically wrong in the world.